Wilde come up and share her story, and then Jennifer as well. Mm-hmm.
Hey everyone, some of you may know me. I'm currently the CTO here of ROCeteer in town, which works with the entrepreneurs of the Downtown Project and other Tony Hsieh investments. But before that, I was working up in the Bay Area at a little company called Evernote. Some of you may have heard of that one too. And it was when I was working at Evernote that I started getting involved in Girls in Tech, because I actually wanted to expand my outreach into Las Vegas because I had moved here in 2013. And I was traveling around the world, going to the different Evernote offices, and I just had no life outside of the company. I think we can all relate to that. Just building up a startup, you just start to live the company. And I wanted to get some kind of give back to the community a little bit that I was moving into. So I found Girls in Tech, and immediately I clicked, I gelled with the message that they were giving. But I still had to keep traveling for work, going around. And this crazy person called Christina kept noticing something about me that from the first time that she would see me to the next time, I would get a little thinner, a little more tired, a little more drawn out. And sorry, okay. And it was a little disheartening because she was seeing snapshots of me that I wasn't seeing. Because every time I would show up for another event, it was maybe a week later, a month later, something like that. But I didn't have that perspective on myself that she had. And I was mentoring the kids. I was telling them how wonderful it is to be in a startup, how great. And meanwhile, I wasn't paying any attention to myself, to my health. So one day, this lovely lady, Christina, says, "When was the last time you went to the doctor?" And I was like, "Oh, I've made tons of appointments." She said, "No, when did you go?" and I realized that it had been probably like 3 years since I'd actually made it to the doctor. So then she dragged me to the doctor. She sat there with me. She was my advocate, and she took me, and like the doctor would ask me a question, and I'd kind of like say, "Oh," and then she would answer for me. And it was amazing because she knew these things about myself that I hadn't even noticed because I just didn't take the time to pay attention. And it turned out I had a tumor in my intestine. And I was losing, I wasn't getting any nutrients. And if I'd let it go any longer, then it would have been stage 1 cancer. So for a year and a half, I just let this thing grow inside of me. I lost 35 pounds. And if I hadn't taken the time to volunteer for Girls in Tech, but I mean, it's really about amazingly, now I spend my time, now those of you who know what ROCeteer does, and those of you who don't, it's it coaches entrepreneurs. We take the time, we think about wellness, we make sure that you guys spend the time to think about your health, your wellness. Take that time. Go home, have juices, do yoga, go to the doctor, because it's very important that you do that and take care of yourself. And if you take anything away from what I've said tonight, it's that your health is way more important than jet setting around the world and working on your company. Without your health, that's nothing. So.